Okay, so still on latitude and longitude, this is lesson 4. Lesson 1 was on the introduction, lesson 2 was on location of points on the Earth's surface, and lesson 3 was all about the great circles and small circles. So this is lesson 4. So to get the previous lessons, because you need to watch them to be able to understand what I'm doing in this particular lesson 4, to be able to watch the previous videos, please go to my YouTube channel, Ordinary Level Physics and Mathematics Made Easy, and check out the folders there. Look for latitude and longitude, and then you click on the folder and then search for the previous videos and watch and get full understanding of the topic. So in this lesson 4, let's solve the first real example. It says find the distance between point A, latitude 56 degrees south, longitude 80 degrees east, and point B, latitude 65 degrees north and longitude 80 degrees east. Then take pi as 3.142 and the radius of the earth as 6,400 kilometers. The first thing to do is to draw your sphere, and the sphere represents your earth. So drawing the sphere, don't forget that this is a rough sketch. So this is actually a rough sketch. So we have it this way. This, of course, you're fixing your north and your south, then your east and your west. So then you draw your polar axis and the equator. Your polar axis is a longitude that is 0 degrees. Is one of the longitudes. You know, there are 360 of these longitudes, like I said in the first introduction video, and they usually count due east and they count due west. If you keep drawing and drawing it this way, they run from north to south. So if you keep drawing and drawing, you draw them due west and you draw them due east. So if you are drawing due east, you are drawing 180 due east and 180 due west. This one's, you know, they're imaginary lines, so you just assume that the lines are there. So this is 0 degrees. So if this is 0 degrees, I am drawing the lines continuously until you get to the end of this right hand side where the east is. You know, you're drawing 180 lines, because from here to here is 180. And of course, if you are drawing them towards the west again, we are also trying to draw 180 lines also, because due west, those lines from north to south are 180 numbers, and we are going to show them beneath here to show that, okay, every line you are drawing must use this as point of reference, 0 to 180 due west and 0 to 180 due east. So the next line again you will draw, before you start fixing these points, you have to be careful. The next line is your equator, and you're drawing it this way. The equator is a particular latitude, and this equator is the 0 degrees of all latitudes. So the equator is the 0 degrees, and there are 180 of them also. So there are 180 of them also. 180 of them. This is the 0 degrees. So you are counting due from here to here will be 90 degrees actually, and that's due north. Then due south, it means all the lines, there are 90 of them also. If you keep drawing due north, there are 90 of those lines, 90 of them. Then if you keep drawing due south, there are also 90 of them. That means you have 0 to 90 also due south. Don't forget. And this one, this equator is a special one, because this is the great divider. This is the 0 degrees mark. And if you keep counting, you have 90 of them. Each of those imaginary lines represent a degree, and there are 90 of them waiting to be shown here, and there are also 90 of them waiting to be shown due south. So once you've done this one, then you are now ready to start. So now the first point is point A, and it is the first part of this coordinate is latitude 56 degrees south. Latitude means the line is going to go this way. Latitudes are always running from west to east this way, while longitudes are running from north to south. So 56 degrees south means we are using this part. 56 degrees south means we are using this part, and it's a latitude, so we are going to draw it somewhere around here. But let's find out 56 degrees. Since we're using south, we're using this 0 to 90. This 0 to 90 is for the southern parts, and this 0 to 90 is for the northern part. But they said 56 degrees south, so we are going to use this 0 to 90 here. 56 will be somewhere around this 45. 56 will be, I think, a bit higher than 45. This is a rough sketch. This is not drawn to scale. So let's assume this is our 56 degrees. So I'll draw my latitude for 56 degrees here. This is 56 degrees. Then the next one is 80 degrees east. 80 degrees east, longitude. 80 degrees east, longitude. 80 degrees east. So since it's a longitude, that means I have to draw it from north to south. But since it's east, that means to be somewhere around here, because this is where the east is. So let's get the gauge. Remember, from here to here is 0 to 180 for those longitudes. So 80 degrees will be somewhere, this is 90, 80 will be somewhere around here. So that means it's going to go from here and to touch that part a bit. So yes, so that's the rough sketch anyway, so don't mind my drawing. So the part where they meet, this is the part where they meet. This is your point A. You see the part where they intersect. This is the part where they intersect each other. This is your point A. So I've gotten this point A. Now let me get my point B. They said latitude 65 degrees north. North for latitude, that means I have to use this part for this latitude north. 65 degrees north. I'm using this part and I'm using this 0 to 90. 65 will be somewhere, this 45. 65 will be somewhere here. So let me draw my latitude. Remember, it's a latitude, so I have to draw it this way. This is 65 degrees, and again 80 degrees longitude, 80 degrees east. Again, we've done that before here. Oh, this is it here. They repeated it here again. So we've done that. So don't stress yourself. Just go to the point to where they intersect, where the 65 degrees north and this longitude 80 degrees north we have done before, where they intersect. This is my point B. Since this is point B. Okay, then we can now complete, because this line of longitude is also a circle. Let's complete the circle and let's know what's going on. Oh, I forgot to mention in the beginning that the center of the whole sphere is somewhere around here. This is the center of the whole sphere. Now that we have this longitude, let us complete, because longitude is visible here now. Let us complete this circle for the longitude. Complete it, and we now have a circle. And you notice something, the center of the whole sphere, the longitude, this longitude and the whole sphere, they share the same center. So it means that the radius of this sphere will be the same as the radius of this great circle made by the longitude. Or let me put it this way, the radius of this longitude will be the same thing as the radius of the earth or the sphere. The radius of the earth is 6,400. But let's connect the points properly, because from here, this is the center of this sphere or the earth, and this is point B and this point A. Let's connect them. Let's get the radius. That's what I'm trying to do. So if this is the circle, getting the radius will be connecting the center to one part of the circle, and this is the particular part I need. And of course, connecting this one again to this part. And don't forget that from here to here, what do we get? If I should make my equator to be like a straight line, is from the 0 mark to this part is what? 65 degrees. Don't forget this 65, that's the gauge. So from here to here, the size is 65. Then from here to here is 56. So this whole line here is 56 degrees. Then 56. Then we can now bring the circle out and try to get, because it said find the distance between point A and point B. Remember, I tweaked this equator a bit. I made it standing as a straight line so that it can blend in with the two angles I just showed. I should have shown here their size. So this is from here to here 65. You know why? Because it's the 0 mark. Going up completes the size, gives you 65, and going down this way to 56, it means from here to here is also 56. Here to here 65, here to here 56. So I can bring this circle out and know what I'm doing. So bringing that big circle out, I have it this way. So this is what I actually have. So I'm bringing this great circle out. And of course, I'm fixing the center, the same one as this one, and I'm putting the point B and the point A and the whole angle altogether. I just have to, I can't start writing 65, 56. Let me just fix everything once. So if you add up all the angles inside, you remember that this is a sector. So any space in a circle bounded by 2 radii, you have a sector there. And this distance between B and A is an arc. So let me fix the angle there so that we'll know the angle that this arc is subtending at the center. Then we can easily get the length of this arc. So the angle is 65 plus 56 gives me what? 65 plus 56 gives me 121. 121. So this is 121 degrees. And of course, from here to here is the radius. And remember, it shares the same center as the center of the sphere or the earth. It means it will have the same radius as the radius of the earth. So from here to here will be 6,400, just like the earth's radius of the earth, big R. So this is also 6,400 kilometers. Then we can now find the length of this arc. That's exactly what they want us to get. They say find the distance between A and B. So now length of arc will now be equal to theta over 360 times 2 pi big R. Remember, the radius of this longitude will be the same as the radius of the earth. So the length of the arc will now be, what's the theta? Theta is the angle that this arc is subtending at the center. That's 121 over 360 times 2 times, what's the pi? So we should use 3.142. Then times the radius of the earth, 6,400. You can put this 1 over 1 over 1 and over 1. So let's do the calculation. The length will now be equal to, I have my calculator here. So 121 times 2 times 3.142 times 6,400 gives me 4863232. That's 4,863,232 over 360 times 1 times 1 times 1 still gives me 360. If you divide, you are going to get, if you divide this by this, you get 13508.98. That's 13,508.98 kilometers will be the length, the distance between point B and point A. That's distance between these 2 points. So I hope this video was helpful. We'll look at another example briefly again in the next video.